Hello, my friends. Today, we have a wonderful and adventurous story that takes us back to the old streets of England, where poverty and royal palaces exist side by side, and where a simple change of clothes can transform a life. Today's story is The Prince and the Pauper, written by the world-famous author Mark Twain. Let's embark together on this magical journey and discover the tale of Prince Edward and the Pauper, Tom Canty. Are you ready? Let's begin. In one of the poorest neighborhoods in London, there lived a young boy named Tom Canty, along with his poor family. Tom always dreamed of living like kings in majestic palaces, even though he slept on a straw bed in a small, dark room. At the same time, in a grand and majestic palace, there was a young prince named Edward. The prince lived a life of luxury, surrounded by endless food and joyful play. But despite all of this, he felt bored and longed to see how the people outside lived. One day, Tom Canty wandered the crowded streets of London, and his footsteps led him to the gates of the royal palace. From a distance, he saw Prince Edward standing behind the gate, watching the streets with excitement. Tom approached with curiosity, but the guards pushed him away harshly. At that moment, Prince Edward saw what happened and ordered the guards to let Tom inside. As soon as they got close to one another, the surprise was astonishing. They looked exactly alike. They both stared at each other with amazement, and a wild idea began to form in their minds. What if we switched clothes for just one day? Tom would wear the prince's royal garments, and the prince would wear Tom's tattered rags. And so, the switch happened. The prince stepped out into the bustling streets of London, dressed as a pauper, while Tom remained in the palace, overwhelmed by everything he saw around him. Prince Edward was shocked to see the suffering and cruelty faced by the poor. People treated him with harshness because of his appearance. Meanwhile, Tom struggled to adapt to palace life, finding it difficult to understand royal customs and protocols. During this grand adventure, Prince Edward faced many hardships, but he also learned valuable lessons about the struggles of the poor. As for Tom, he learned how to act like a king, but he was always afraid that his secret would be discovered. In the end, after many adventures and challenges, each one returned to his rightful place. Prince Edward became a just and kind king, always remembering what he experienced in the streets and working to help the poor and needy. And so, my friends, our wonderful story comes to an end. The Prince and the Pauper taught us that it is not clothes that make a person, but their heart and kindness. A good heart can be found anywhere, whether you are a prince or a pauper. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to hear more amazing stories. See you in the next adventure. Goodbye.